So my name is Lakshmih Moon, and my role is that I'm part of the community. I finished the year-long program, I've been through mentorship, I'm also a certified practitioner, and I work with clients on a daily basis. What brought me to compassionate inquiry is I had seen Gabor's work some years ago, and it was really clear for me that there's something here about the way he's working that really makes a difference. And it also follows some of the ways that I was also working. And what really clicked for me is that perhaps I hadn't had the kind of therapist I would have liked in my life. Not all of them, but certainly I've met some therapists that couldn't meet me. There was almost a dismissiveness for some of the things I was coming with. So compassionate inquiry for me was this, we're not only looking at how to work with clients, we're also looking at who are we being as therapists when we're in the room with clients. And I wanted to go deeper with that. I think I deepened. There was I work fairly intuitively. I work as a healer as well. So that intuitive sense was always here, but what deepened is that now I had language for it. And then the practice of taking these skills and qualities in a deeper way, really letting it land in my body and making it mine. So it wasn't that I was learning something completely new, because the intuitive part of me always knew how to be with clients, but having the language and the space and the time to go into these details, what is actually happening in this client-therapist scenario? What is it that's really creating the change or the healing for the client? That transformed in a deeper way for sure. It's a great question. What transforms? What happens in the room with the therapist? There's something when the therapist is really aware of their own stuff. What's happening in their own body? What are their triggers? When they're with a client and a client perhaps has a similar story or says something that the therapist might not be in agreement with, that opportunity in an educational setting to get into contact with what is actually happening in me, and am I willing in that space to take responsibility that it's happening in me, and therefore let the client continue to be in a safe space, let the client be as they are, to continue to see the client. And that's for me the key. And it's not just the client, I want to say, it goes across my whole life. It's not just with my clients that I use this. I'm very aware of what's happening in me when I'm in relationship with my family, with my friends, with my colleagues, and certainly with my clients. So the mentorship program is an opportunity to go deeper with you as a therapist once you've done the year-long program. And the added bonus about that is there's one-to-one mentoring, there's one-to-one feedback, and it's so powerful to have someone, again, in the what is the word I'm looking for, in the CI manner. Everything is safe. So if a mentor is picking up something they're seeing in my sessions, there's such great opportunity for growth. There's such opportunity for seeing something that I might have missed. Those blind spots, those sub-personalities that can creep into every space of our life, but especially in the therapist room, actually. So for me, to be a compassionate inquiry practitioner, it means that I get to work with a model that is really person-centered, human-centered. And there's a lot of pride in me for being able to take what Gabor has brought out into the world and bring that to my clients. It's an enormous honor. There's a humbleness in me and a continuation of being able to see my clients just where they are. Yeah, so one of the ways that I have continued to be in the community, one of the ways I've continued to grow is by interning in the Compassion Inquiry year-long programs. And as an intern, I get to see it from behind the scenes. I get to support the participants. So I get to take the learning from a different perspective. Yeah, and actually I really want to highlight like the opportunity for further relationship building, both with the facilitators, my co-interns, the organization, because there's a lot of things that go on in the background that we as interns take responsibility for. Yeah, what I'd say is that we live in a world where it's easy to complain about a lot of things, but if this human approach, there's something like this inside us. We know instinctively what other human beings need, and certainly if you've seen some of Gabor's work, then Compassion Inquiry really gives this opportunity to do a deep dive into how do we offer this healing into more and more spaces out in the world, to communities, to groups of people who need it. So what I really like about the community is that you get to participate as yourself, your voice is heard. There are so many different groups, focus groups we can become a member of. So if there's an area you're passionate about, for example, we have created an Asian focus group because there's an interest for us in understanding trauma that comes from Asian countries. And so there's an opportunity to connect with others who have common intentions for bringing this work out into Asian communities. I feel met. I feel invited. I feel I'm quite shy and a little bit insecure in groups, but here I feel more confident because there's an understanding, there's a safe space that I can speak up. It's not about agreement, it's about the opportunity to show up as we are, to show up authentically. And the relationship, well, it kind of speaks for itself. We need other people, and certainly I appreciate relationship building, or rather we all do. But with like-minded people, we're not the same, but the opportunity to build relationship with so many different people, it's very, it's just very heartwarming.